Alright, everyone. Welcome to, I believe, the sixth episode of the new Infinite Skyblock. Um, I actually updated to 1.2.2 in the last episode, I believe, because we were having to use crop sticks for everything. Well, turns out Agricraft and Mystical Agriculture don't love each other right now. So, the mod pack has been reverted, sort of, because it didn't want to revert properly through Twitch. Um, but it is now it's been rolled back to the 1.2.1 for the most part via deleting not Mystical Agriculture, but Agricraft. I actually talked to Noxhax and one of his other admins on their Discord, and this is what he recommended doing for now until they can get it fixed. So here we are. Been doing a little bit of work, a lot of work on the platform. I know it doesn't look like it, but trust me, there has been. Oh, that's right. We have to go back over here to show you that. Put a safety bar under all the dirt so that we can't fall off. And we built this little platform here. And guess what we have hiding? Diamond ore. He hid diamond ore in the middle of this. So then we come over here. Figured since we've got all this water falling anyways, we might as well have a way to get ink sacs. So I built a little platform here. This was really actually kind of hard because thank you Quark. You may see it while we're down here. One of the things Quark was nice enough to add for us is guardians spawn anywhere in the deep ocean. Have you looked at the minimap lately? Do you see what biome we're in? Yep. We're in deep ocean right here. So we get the guardians through here every so often, and they do their little beam attack thing and shoot you off the platform. It's not that they hurt you enough to kill you. They spit you off the platform. Which is irritating to say the least. I have been having a problem, though. One that I'm not sure what's going on exactly with. But the output of my mob farm over here is pathetic. This is actually the fullest I've seen it the last, probably 25 times I've come over here. It'll have, 2 or 3 guys in it at most. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to increase the output over here. So that I can have some actual loot. I'm trying to remember, do we have vector plates in here? We do still have the vector plates. Okay, good. What did they take to make? A slime, 2 iron, stone, and sugar. Okay, so I can always make a vector plate thing with a jabby sticks over here and, just make this like I did on the other map. So we can always go back to that style. So that it's kind of automated. Got enough dirt. That was the thing. Got enough dirt to finish out my farm over here. Let's see. What else have I been working on? Got a full complement of flint sieves. Have not done much. Well, let's be honest. I haven't done any sifting yet. Because to be perfectly honest, it's annoying. It's obnoxiously annoying. But I know I've got to do it because sooner or later I've got to get the material together to break into the Iron Age. And the biggest thing that I'm going to work on right away is I'm going to expand that platform out underneath this. Because underneath this side is going to be smelters. And we're going to have smelters, let's see. Sieve. We're going to have a smelter that does, we want its usage. Now we care about gravel. So let's see how many kinds we're going to need. We're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Looks like 14 kinds of if my brain was here, that would be great. 14 kinds of, or 14 different smelters down there so that I can do them one by one. That way I don't have to worry about any. So actually I'll need 16 or 15 smelters. But the 15th smelter is probably going to be up top here somewhere. Not sure which direction I'm going to expand the platform for that, but we'll figure that out. So we're going to need some smooth stone because I need a barrel. Because I need to make... Oh, I can't make pipes yet. I can't even make... Oh, I got to take care of that. The other thing is I haven't been doing trees lately. If you can't tell, I'm really, really, really low on wood. Because I don't want to. Wait, do we have the bonsai tree thing in this one? That would satisfy me. We do. Okay, what's it take for a bonsai pot? Brick, which is just clay balls, and dirt. Okay. And then when we get there, we can just add a hopper to the bottom of it. Okay. So if we put in a... Oh, that's a forestry tree. Oh, Pam's Harvest Craft trees drop their goodies. And I can get some of those. Okay. Then you get the wood and the stick. Ooh, but not guaranteed. But the hopping ones are automatic is the only difference. So... Okay, so I can work with this. I can work with this. This will give me all the goodies that I want. And what was the construction on that? Just clay. Okay, so that's not a terrible thing. Unlike some of the other things I've dealt with lately in this. Also, I'm going to try and keep my update schedule, but I actually got cleared to go back to work finally. I am so missing work. I know, in a week I'm going to be like, oh my god, I don't want to go to work anymore. But for right now, I am so relieved to be back to work. It should not affect my live stream schedule, my Twitch schedule, so you should be catching me on there still. But, like I said, so excited to be back to work. It's amazing how much you miss work sometimes when you haven't been working. So we're going to collect some of this real quick and go do some sieving, get some iron. Oh, that's right, we can't do anything with the iron even if we had it. Can we? Yeah, I think we can use it through the regular guy. We just need the smelter to double it. Oh, why don't we build a smelter then? Why don't we make grout? I was going to build a deal to go to the nether, but I really don't want to right now. I don't want to make a... Because I want iron buckets for one. Okay, that should be enough to get us a good rolling start on this. Yeah. Yeah, this should be good. So let's go. So let's grab this guy and we'll put one gravel in here so that we don't lose that one. You know, now that I think about it, I think I have a compressed hammer. But I'm already here. Actually, where did my hammer go? Oh, I accidentally moved it. Derp. There we go. 51. That's a good number to start with. Pin myself against the tree. There we go. And that'll be dust. I guess not all of it. Ooh, but we completed a quest. I don't know if I completed any quests in between episodes working. I don't think I did this time. It wasn't one of my major priorities this time around. Do I have... I don't think I have a flowing water system to make more of that. So let's do something about that. Let's at least find my buckets and refill that. So I'll need 2 to start with. So we'll set 1 there. And the other one there. Alright? Nope, that didn't give me what I wanted. Nope, still wrong. There we go. And there. I just multiplied my water. But I do need it in these, so I don't know why I'm putting it back in my inventory. We also seem to have lost the auto refill mod, whatever mod it was that was auto refilling your action bar seems to be either gone or the configuration on it changed, I'm not sure. But it shall be sorely missed. For it was a great mod. Alright, that should be enough. Now if I'm making grout with that, it makes 8. So this is going to give me what? I've got 12 of them, 12 times 8. That's a pretty good number. That's enough to make a basic one. What do you mean I'm missing sand? Oh, I am missing sand. I turned it all into dust. Derp. Sorry, I got up really early this morning because I knew I had to go to work. This is actually live. This is actually same day. Oh no, maybe it's not. I may have another one that I just haven't uploaded yet. But anyways, I got up early before heading to work today to record this one to make sure that you guys had something. Make sure I wasn't leaving you guys out in the cold by yourselves. So I don't know. Is a day without Minecraft cold? Yeah, that's a lot of grout considering each one of those is 2. What the? No, use of grout. Oh, there we go, smelting. No, it's just 1 to 1, but still. That's a stack and a half's worth. That's plenty. I'm trying to remember why I made smooth stone. I know I had a reason. I know I had a reason. I just don't know what that reason was. That's okay. So we'll get that going because I'm not going to go through the hassle of making a second furnace. That's just not on my to-do list. Alright, so let's see. We're about halfway through here. We've got that all done and cooking. What can we do now? I suppose we could go extend that platform down there. I mean, I didn't want to be doing boring stuff with you guys, but I mean, here we are. It needs to be done. You kind of need to see the whole thing, not just the fun parts. If you see just the fun parts, you might think that this mod pack is more fun than it is. Or if you like the grinding like I do on these mod packs, you might look at it and go, well, there's not a whole lot of grind there. It seems awfully easy. It doesn't seem like it's up my alley. You know, let's do it somewhat real. There's that. I'll grab that. The other nice thing with that platform down there, not that I'm ever going to use it, is all the blocks that I missed that fall in the water and go down, yeah, they despawn. How many of you expected that comment? I think most of you expected me to go, you can swim down and get them, but why would you bother? You would have to lose. You would have to be standing there a long time and lose a lot of cobble before it was even close to worth the time, considering it's an infinite source. Now, we're going to turn this cobble. This is our iron so far. We've got 3 and 4. We're getting there. We almost have enough to make a hopper. Yay! That's not what it's for. I don't actually even remember what I was grinding iron for, that I was worried about saving it up like that. You know, just enough to do what I wanted to do. And it's like, what was it I wanted to do? I don't know. So, there she be. Get some more of that, because you're almost empty. There we go. Put those in there. Now let's go. See, we're going to expand that way. We have to go down. Nope. We have to go down over here. I lost the stairs. Okay, so we're going out under this way. Why is this by 4? What have I done here? So on this side, this is 1 short of the end, and this one is... Okay, that's what I did. I like keeping things centered. Normally I like even numbers, but in this case I like odd numbers. In Minecraft I like odd numbers because you can make things that actually look good with odd numbers. When you do even numbers and then you have to expand it, you always get that weird thing. But yeah, if you look down there, you can see where my bot. Oh, you can actually see a guardian down there being a jerk. And that's typically what happens to them. Is they flop around until they fly off the platform. I haven't gotten any prismarine from one of them yet. I think I'm gonna have to build those walls up a little bit down there so that they can't throw themselves off. And then I don't know if them flopping themselves out is going to kill them in a way that will give us resources or not. So there's that. Let's see, this goes out, what, 6? Yeah, 6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then, because this should be 12. So that's 1, 5, 1, 5, 1. No, so that's 13. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Right? Should be right where I want to be. Actually, no. Went 1 too far. And actually, you know what? I might see about building a Mr. Me Creeps cube and have them build this platform down here. Let's see if we can still do that. I don't remember what it takes. I know it takes a diamond, I think. Oop, too far. Wasn't counting. Talking instead of counting. And yeah, with cobble, I'm just not worried about it falling off the platform. Just don't care. Make so much of it. Oop, come on. Actually, it looks like I've got an alarm that's going to be going off in about 8 minutes. So we're going to probably cut this episode a little short because I got to get the little one up for school. I don't know if you guys have heard her talking in the background or not. I try and keep her in the other room on Netflix quiet, but you know how 11-year-olds are. Stubborn, obnoxious, just like their parents. So I have no one but myself to blame. That's not true. I could blame her mother, but who's counting? And if I blame her mother, then that means I don't get any credit for it. And I want all the credits. All the credits for all the things. Even the bad ones. Because you know what? That's another thing about parenting. If you're going to be proud of your kid, you got to be proud of everything they do, whether you like it or not. Even when they're being little beasts, you still got to say, yep, that's my kid. If you ever find yourself saying, "Oh, I wish that wasn't my kid," that's normal too. But you should never actually mean it. So let's see. Mr. Meat Creeps Cube. Is it gone? I mean, there's the... Oh, no, there it is. Creep Cube. A bunch of gold and 2 diamonds. How do I get gold? I don't remember. No, I need the things. These. Which come from these, which come from an iron mesh. So we are way far away from a Mr. Meat Creeps. Oh, okay. Because I just realized if I'm going to be putting the smelters down there, there's no reason to put them on half slabs. That's just going to be a hassle for everybody. And we are going to put the first one. I think the first one should go like right over here. You know what? I do want some of this back to slabs. That should be plenty. Yeah, but the first smelter I think should go over this way. Let's get this tree out of our way. Because if we're going to be sieving... Nope, that's not what I wanted. There we go. If we're going to be sieving up the materials, it might be nice to be able to just come over here for now. Be able to get to our smeltery. So is that big enough? No, because it's not odd numbered. There. So if I do that, that means I can make... I want it out 2 more. I want it out 2 more so that I have a little bit of walkway in front of it. There we go. So let's go ahead and open this up. Get that guy out of there. Alright, so this gives us a way out there. Gonna need a few more slabs so that I can do the guardrail. Although I think I'm probably going to place it right up against the guardrail on the back side. I don't know for sure yet. We'll go like that, and then we'll go like this. There we go. We'll go ahead and make that look pretty, and go ahead and throw that there. Come back this way. You know, just to seal up those holes.
All right.
There we go. I like making my platform babby-proof. Oh, hold on. There we go. Something. My Twitch was still on, and sometimes it just turns itself on. It'll just jump to things. Because what had happened is I had left it on someone who I had been watching earlier, and they were offline. And apparently they have auto hosting on because it just changed to a new person, randomly. Although I don't think randomly is probably the right word because I think you have to set those on exactly who it jumps to, but random as far as I'm concerned. But that's the other thing is when you tell Twitch to close, it never closes. You have to forcefully close it. Some software I don't like. Hell, some of the new internet stuff I don't like. I'm old school. I just turned 39 here, depending on when you're seeing this video, somewhere in the last year probably. If you're watching this video close to when it came out, it's been in the last couple weeks. I just turned 39, so, you know, I've been around a long time. Been on the internet since the 90s. And boy, has it changed. And some of it for the better. I'm not going to say most of it. I'm going to say most of it changed for the worse. Because, for example, back then, dial-up internet, people went out of their way to optimize their pictures so that they downloaded as fast as possible for everyone. And anyone, no matter how slow their connection was, could usually view a site with images on it. Now my phone runs out of data, so I'm on 3G instead of 4G. I can barely load web pages now. It is ridiculous. I actually went and looked at a website the other day because it was loading super slow on my phone. That's how I figured out that I had gone over my data, so I was down to 3G. And I looked at it. The banner image at the top of the page, the little banners at the top, the nothing really super special about them. 300 plus megabytes. I can remember making banners when I made web pages in the late 90s, early 2000s, because I got into doing web pages for a while. I can remember making really nice looking banners that were in the, if they were 2 or 3 megabytes, I was upset because they were too big. I got most images down into the hundreds of kilobytes. And here I am, load a web page, and its friggin' banner is 300 megabytes. And so I downloaded the banner and played with it. Without much effort, I got it down to about 5 meg. And it didn't look any different. There is no reason for them to be scarfing down our data allowances like that. Because when you only have a couple gigabytes of 4G for your phone plan, that 300 and some odd meg, that's a third of a gigabyte that just went away loading one web page. One web page. It's insane. And I did, not that I expect anyone to respond to me, or at least not anyone to respond to me nicely. I did send them an email to their webmaster telling them, hey, there's no reason that needs to be that big. I told them what I did to it that shrank it down to such a tiny comparative file size. But like I said, I don't expect to hear back from them. And if I do hear back from them, I expect to hear back, cease and desist messing with our stuff, or we'll send our lawyers after you. Because that's the way businesses work nowadays. Used to be back in the day, you could tell people things like that, and they'd be like, oh, that's cool, thank you for letting us know. Now you're a hacker for touching anything. Oh my god, you thought about our webpage too hard, hacker! Like, really? Really, people? You guys need to get lives. But it is the world we live in. It's sad, but it's where it is. And then we've got this whole net neutrality thing going on, which, I'm of the opinion that no government should be messing with the internet. The internet's its own free thing, its own separate entity. It should control itself. But corporate America got a hold of it. And they're going to mess it up, just like they do everything that they get their fingers into. They're going to turn it into profit. It's all got to be about money. How do we make the most money? How do we get every last dime out of our users? How do we make people pay as much as we possibly can? It's greed. I hate it. Because I've looked into going into business myself on a couple different occasions in a couple different fronts, and I realized that I'd never survive because if I ever came up with anything that was truly innovative or awesome that corporate America saw as a potential cash cow, they just crush me out of existence. And they just destroy me to beat me to the punch to get, to put out an inferior product for less money. They'd outsource it to China, and then, everybody loses. And that honestly is my opinion about all this outsourcing to China, is everyone loses. I know a lot of people are saying, but it's so good for the economy. Look how much more money, look how much more spending power you have for the dollar. Yeah, look how much more crap the stuff is. I mean, try and buy something now. Try and go to the store right now, and for a cheap price, for a Chinese, to buy a Chinese product. Because remember, that's the goal. We got to save as much money as we can. And buy yourself something that will last for the next 10 years. I bet you can't. On the other hand, I have stuff. I have stuff that was my mom's stuff, that was my grandmother's stuff. And my grandmother died 15 years ago. And I still have some of her stuff, and it's still used all the time. One of the big ones that comes to mind is kitchen implements. Yeah, I can go down and get a grater at Walmart for like $3.99. Lasts about 6 months. The grater that I can honestly say I've been using my whole life. Remember, I'm 39. A grater that I can say I've been using my whole life is starting to break after 39 years. And who knows how long she had it before that. So, and I'm sure that she paid a reasonable price at the time because she was cheap. That's where I learned to be cheap. So I assume that she was cheap too. Cars. Cars is another thing. I got a buddy of mine who drives a 1971 Dodge. Still works. Everything on it works. Well, everything that he hasn't removed because he turned it into a drag car. But before he turned it into a drag car, there was nothing wrong with it. But nowadays, you get a car that's going to last, what is that, 50 years? You find a car out there that's not going to have every single part of it replaced. Heck, you find a car out there nowadays that you could go sit out in the sun for 50 years and it wouldn't decay away. But enough of my ranting and back to Minecraft. No one's here to hear me ranting about how little money is worth nowadays. But I guess the moral of what I was going for there is buy American. Don't buy China unless you have to. Because I know that some people, myself included at times, buy Chinese stuff because that's what you can afford. I understand, I get it. But let's get this done before I have to wrap up. Where'd that wood go? Oh, it's over here. But then again, I also use a theory that I got taught by my mom on how to make your money last. And that's buy good enough to get by. Don't buy the mid-range brands. Buy the cheap stuff. We did this because our old vacuum finally died. A Kirby from the 70s died when I was, I'm going to say 15 years ago. That's close enough. It finally gave up the ghost from being old. It was its time. And it could have been fixed. The parts were just more than she wanted to pay for them. So instead of going down and getting a $200 vacuum at Sears or whatever to do the job and have to replace it every 3 or 4 years, she went down and got a $29 vacuum. And I'm not going to lie, we probably went through 3 of those before she'd saved up the money and found the vacuum that she wanted, which was a I don't know if you guys are familiar with them, the early Phantom vacuums. It was an $800 vacuum. Still have it. Still works fine. So, $800, $100 a year versus $200 every couple of years. I realize it's not any different, but those vacuums died every 2 to 3 years. This thing's 4 of them old already and still running fine. All I've ever had to replace on it is belts. So, anyways, I did not make myself enough grout, so this is our machine. Isn't it wonderful? I know it's so powerful and dynamic and ooh and ah, and I know I messed up. I didn't count my blocks right. But I'll go ahead and set up the rest of what I do with them, just so that it's ready when it's time. So we're going to put a drain here. And then I need to figure out how I need to put this piece back. Put a drain here. We'll take this guy out. Actually, no. That's not going to work the way I wanted it to. Anyways, I'll figure it out next episode, guys. But smelteries are coming along. We'll get there. You guys take care. Have a great week. I say a great week, and I'll see you tomorrow on a new video. Bye-bye, guys. Take care.